for Iceberg headquarters again today. Today we are live with Starpoint Gemini Warlords. It's releasing and we're very excited. My name is Saskia and this is Femke. And today we want to dive into the campaign with you guys because it has been newly added. And also, you guys need to keep an eye out on the chat.
Because Saskia and I are dropping a few keys, so play close attention.
Yeah, so if you pay close attention and you stick around, we are actually going to release some keys in the chat with imager links. Of course not, we're not going to let the bots get it, but
that will be a shame.
We will be there. I think we also have Zeno here, the community manager of LGM Games. His name is Tia Kamire. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but he's here with us, so there are tons of people that can actually answer your question. Warlords is releasing in maybe about 1 or 2 hours, so we're very excited to dive into the game with you guys tonight, and we hope you enjoy Warlords, and we're going over to Bart right now.
Have fun.
Have fun, guys. Bye.
Hello and welcome on behalf of myself as well. I am Bart, the producer here at Iceberg Interactive, and today we're going to have a look at Starpoint Gemini Warlords. So I'm just going to turn up the sound a bit more. If you have any comments regarding the volume levels, just let me know. I'll see if what I can tweak for you guys. We're going to just look at the new game, some of the new features it brings. As Saskia and Femke told you guys, it's going to be released in a couple of hours, and we're just going to give you a bit of a showcase. We got Zeno here in the chat to answer your questions, and we are ready to roll. Sorry Paul, they were just bait. So first of all, I'm gonna load my game here. I prepared a short, a little bit of a save game where I'm playing on my current game as Qualbert Halbert, and I'm a level 3 captain at the moment. Just started out into the campaign, and we're gonna play a little bit of that, a little bit beyond the tutorial, but not so far away that we're gonna give away too many spoilers. So jumping into the game right here, we can see myself, my ship. More particularly, let me zoom in a little bit. There we are. And this is just a small gunship. This is my starter ship, and I need to get a bit of a bigger and better ship as part of my campaign quest. So upgrade to at least a corvette, conduct freelance missions, and or do some world events, or check out some world events to gain some credits. So we're going to be doing that. So Starpoint Gemini Warlords is a sequel, or the next series in the Starpoint Gemini series, and it is a game that combines the space simulation and RPG elements with a lot of strategic or even 4X game elements. And in those 4 games and strategic elements, we're going to dive into those a little bit later. First, we're just going to see some smaller action. So I'm going to be picking out a new type of job I want to do. So let's see if I can try a new mission. Here, for example, there's a search and destroy mission. We are a bit low level for that, but we might be up for the challenge. And doing these missions, they're outside of the main quest. You can pick them up if you want. They will help you farm a little bit more, gain some more experience, gain some credits to buy those bigger and better ships. So I'm going to accept this one, and we are on. And Privet Führer. Never thought I'd say that. Alright, so let me just upgrade this right here. And my screen just turned black. There we are. Alright, so here we are at the station. We're going to set out. I'm going to check on my map where the coordinates are. Here the star indicates exactly where the mission objective is. Right-clicking on it will initiate a sublight engines to engage, and we're flying through it. So one of the things you can see if you played this game during the early access, one of the differences, this is actually live now. This is not a static minimap. The game goes on even if we're here. So if I lose the minimap, we can see we are full speed moving towards our location. We can go ahead and do our own stuff in the meantime. If I want to break, I can just cancel the autopilot and fly out on my own, or even disengage the sublight engines. To, for example, scan this anomaly right here, which, as luck would have it, it's right next to us. And yes, some of people in the chat here are already mentioning it. If you hurry, you will be able to get Starpoint Gemini 2 for free. This is a limited time action on Steam, so head over to Steam and you can add it to your account. You don't have to play it right now, just add it to your account and it will be there for the rest of Steam's life. So that's a great little gift to get you guys into the universe if you're intrigued and want to try it out. Hello Strategy Freak, nice of you to join us. So having scanned the anomaly, we got some nice little bits from that, but we're on our way to the first mission. And I just want to highlight how pretty this game really is. I mean, these are some of the smaller ships, but even those are full of detail. We can see the planet right there in the distance, and we can go there. We can interact with it. There are a couple of hostiles to our north. I'm gonna ignore them for now. See if we can flee from them. I am from Iceberg Interactive, Strategy Freak. But Zeno from Little Green Man is here in the chat with you guys, so he's more than happy to help you with anything you might need when it comes to the game. If you need any more information, if you have any questions, etc. So we arrived at the coordinates, and it seems like there's nothing here. I'm going to engage my long-range scanners to see if we can find something, and we have detected the vessel, and we have a new waypoint, so we're going to go there. And what I want to try and do, and I'm not sure if I will succeed, if possible, I want to try and capture the ship rather than destroy it, so I can sell it and basically buy myself a nice new ride. Alright, so there they are incoming. I'm going to target them. I'm going to set my weapons to fire automatically. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so I get a bit more detail, and I'm going to change the camera mode. I have a couple of special powers or abilities at my disposal as well. Being a sharpshooter, I can use the precision shot, which I've already leveled a little bit. So that's a nice little thing. Since I also got a push, and I got a decoy that will actually set up a second ship that might attract some fire. What I also do is I'm going to try and grapple the enemy ship. There we go. To keep them close, and I'm going to adjust my power to shields and weapons away from the engines. Alright, next I'm gonna fire some more abilities, and because I'm a sharpshooter, my light weapons also deal more damage if I'm further away, so pushing them back with some of the other abilities is a great way of making sure I do a little bit of extra damage. On my flanks I also have some heavier weapons. Using X, when I have the appropriate flank turned toward the enemy, I can fire them. We can see that we've broken through the enemy shields, at least on one end, and as a result we are doing a fair bit of damage. But so far our own shields are holding, so we're in a pretty good spot. I'm launching more abilities, getting some criticals there. I'm going to slow down a bit. So when's the release? The release is going to be very soon, within the next couple of hours basically. So keep your eyes open. And that will give you access to this particular version 1.0. So that has the full campaign, whereas the current early access version doesn't as of yet. And as well as a host of other tweaks and additions. It really is a large update. I'm going to stop firing now, and I'm going to see if we can board them. So I'm going to deploy my troops. And here you can also see a nice little difference from the previous games. The boarding mechanic has changed quite a bit. So I'm sending my troops to go room by room and advancing. And we are losing some men on the way. But since we encountered a med bay, we can actually revive some of them, and we're back at full strength pretty soon. So I'm just going to continue throughout the engine room and continue to the what's going to be next, the shield generator. So we got those right now, and we are almost there, though we are losing some men. And the weapons control, and there we go. Can we take the command bridge and successful, and we're going to see if we can capture it. There's a fairly low chance because the enemy is still pretty strong, and we have failed, so we lost our troops. That means we cannot board them again, so we're just going to kill them. It is unfortunate, so I'm going to open fire again, and we're going to take them out. It was a nice attempt, and it would have given us a fair bit of extra money had we actually managed to take them, capture the ship, but unfortunately that was not the case. However, we did get a nice kill, we got some nice money, we got some experience, and we actually leveled up to level 4, which is quite needed. Since I need to buy a Corvette class ship, I need to be level 4 to fly one of those. So I'm going to go back to the headquarters right now, and I'm gonna see if I can trade in my older ship for a new one, for a corvette. We see another combat. Let's see if we can aid our friends. It's a bigger ship, a corvette class, so that's actually one of those ships we want to have for ourselves pretty soon. And let's see if we can do some damage. There's always the chance of... ouch, that hurt. There's always the chance of loot, so it can generally be a good idea to engage in that kind of stuff. However, no loot this time. Ah, there it is, a derelict. So we can send out our scavenger drones. There we go. And I'm sending out my scavenger drones to scavenge the derelict and see what we can get from that, if there's anything useful for us in there. I could also alternatively just fire on it until it destroys, but the gain will be less in general. So we got a nice bit of extra cargo right there. I'm just taking it all in since I have plenty of cargo space, and I'm gonna sell it at my headquarters for a bit of extra money. We also got a couple of other drones. We got some repair drones, we got damage amplifiers and borehole torpedoes, which are very good for mining. And these are consumables, so you have to purchase these each time, whereas the ones over here are not. They are abilities, they just have a cooldown. So we're gonna continue our way back to the station, and just gonna enjoy the sights right here. So we're passing a minefield filled with icy asteroids. And we could mine some of them. If you're going to go for a more mining heavy build, you equip your lasers, you got your borehole torpedoes, and you can fill up, if you have a bigger ship especially, you know, fill your cargo hold with all this stuff, and you can make some good money. So here we are back at our station. I'm just going to realign, and we're going to dock with it. At this station, as we will be seeing later on, will actually change during your gameplay, depending on what you do and what you invest in. You can construct additional modules to expand it. In this campaign, though, I'm not in charge of the station. I'm just serving under the commander right here. So I need to work my way up to be my own commander again. And that's part of it. And after that, you become like you can become a warlord yourself and start conquering space. There are also a couple of saves out there that allow you to do that immediately, which is quite nice as well. Let's see, I'm just going to sell everything. We've got a whole bunch of stuff. So if you don't want to do the story, if you don't want to do the tutorial, you can jump right into the action with some of the more advanced starting positions, which is quite nice. Or become a trader. You don't have to follow the story. This is very much a free roam game. So you can make your own destiny, you can shape your own galaxy. So, can you tell a little about the politics, choices, and consequences? That's quite an interesting topic, actually. Let's talk about that in a bit. First, though, I'm gonna take off my equipment or my loadout. Let's see where we go. We're gonna unmount my weapons, and I'm gonna sell this particular ship. So we're gonna buy a Hellion, which is a Corvette class ship. It's a fair bit bigger than the one we have so far. We're required to be a level 4 for that. We are that right now, and we can basically trade in our own ship for it, so we can get a nice deal. There we go. So we got a Hellion right now, and we got a not very impressive loadout. They're all just mining beams, so we need to mount some of these. And we want to configure them, and we want to basically buy the maximum there. For here we still have our older weapons, so let's mount those and let's rearm them. And these are the torpedoes I was firing earlier, the heavier weapons, whereas these are the light weapons. I don't have any spares, so I need to buy some new ones. Let's see what they have. So we can buy equipment, we can buy enhancements, and we can buy the loadout. So here we got a nice bit of interesting bit. So we can buy Well, we got a fair bit of money, 1.3 million. We cannot buy very high-end stuff, but some of the lower-end stuff definitely. Like a Tesla, which well, let's get some Teslas going, I suppose. Or would we prefer some of the Rippers? Here we got the REM, the real guns. We can get some plasma cannons. They have a nice range. Let's go for those. Let's go. So we're gonna mount that, and let's get a laser. So we got a bit of everything. There we go. So now we're fully stocked. We paid a lot of money for this, but we're a lot stronger now than we used to be. So talking a bit while we leave here and go on to our next mission. We need to go to Concordia. We're going to be talking a little bit about... Trace wants to talk to me. So... he's not really happy with my performance so far. I've had a bit of an attitude with him. I used to be his commander, and now I'm lower class, or at least lower rank. So let's be the nice guy and let's ask him what he wants. And let's not chatter too much. Let's point me in the right direction. Alright, so we need to take someone down. She's probably a fair bit stronger than I am, but let's see what we can do. Don't be stupid again. Okay, I'm gonna try my best. First though, let's have a quick look at the Geminipedia, where you can get all this stuff about the different regions, the different the history of the game. So it also takes you back to some of the events in the previous games, and there's a whole bit of lore there, as well as a good number of factions. So I only have the Nexus faction at this point. This will fill up as I progress through the story. There are plenty of anomalies to be looking at, different structures to work with, and basically, so the universe is made up of several clans, and each of these let's see, I have to move a fair bit, I think. And each of these clans have different their own interest, basically. You can see how big the map is, by the way. Let me just showcase that right here. I have to go right there. I'm going to use a T drive for that, so it will go a bit faster. But each faction has their own interests, have their own agenda, and depending on how you interact with them, that will also influence the opinions of third factions. So killing someone will not only make that faction hate you, it will also mean that their enemies will start to like you, and you have to balance that, basically, and make sure that you can survive and expand eventually, to take as much of the galaxy as you possibly can. So we're almost there. We're using the T drives, and we're approaching the planet Baldor. So this is the first time we get to a new planet. As you can see on the left hand side, we have a lot of these messages with new entries regarding factions and stuff like that. So you'll discover more and more about the universe as you progress through the story. So let's heal them. Alright, it's a pleasure to meet you, Leonard. Alright. Right, let's not ask too many questions right here, and let's not give too much away. So we are not popular in these parts. We come from an old empire, basically, and we've relocated here, but many of the different people here lived under that empire, and they're not really... They fear that we come to dominate them again, basically, so we're not particularly welcome here. So we got a full map update on the Baldor Republic. They're pretty big, and we need to go here north. And again, I'm going to use the T drive to speed it up a little bit. Right, so there we go. We got a whole bunch of updates from the Gemini PDA, discovering more stuff about the world, so you can take your time, read through it, discover everything. There's a whole lot there. I should also mention that if you don't like any of this, or this particular story, or the graphics, or whichever, the game has full mod support with Steam Workshop integration, so there are plenty of mods already out there changing portraits, soundtracks, different ships, importing ships from some very popular franchises. Which is really cool to see for us, how creative you guys are with that. So we're really happy and excited with that. And we definitely hope that post-release more and more will be added to that list. So there we are. We have to go to this particular station. And we found them. So we need to destroy these escorts. And not so much the frigate. That will be probably a bit too much for us. So let's focus on these escorts first. Let's target them. Let's make sure we got plenty of power to shields, since we're going to be attacked a fair bit. Set up a decoy to attract some firepower. And we do a fair bit of damage, so these gunships go down quickly while our shields seem to be holding. Try and get them away from me. Alright, that's one down, two to go, at least for the escorts. Let's see if we can target any of them properly. There we go, I'm gonna mark it. I'm gonna collect all the loot from the previous one. Push away the enemy when I can. They're launching a fair bit of missiles, but I got a decent amount of power to my shields. So it's not so much my light weapons doing the damage, it's some of my heaviers as well as my my abilities. And one of the things I forgot to do actually is to use my skill point I got as a result of leveling. That would have made me even stronger during this battle. There we go. Though that frigate we would not be able to take out.
She's getting away. Being forced to intercept. Affirmative. Engage sublight.
So we are on our way to chase her. She was actually getting away. Ben Sarah, so we're going to chase her into the junkyard. And these environments, like junkyards, etc., they can actually change some of your weapon stats. So they're not just, you know, they serve an actual purpose in game. They can influence gameplay quite a bit. Also, of course, when it comes to flying. But they can also, with some perks, for example, you have a much higher defense value when you're in junkyards, etc. Still not giving up. Oh no. Alright, so here we can choose what to do. So we can fight. But because I have the diplomacy perk, and this is something I will show you in a bit as well, I'm actually able to go for this particular option. So I'm gonna ask her to surrender.
All decks were flying through hostile space.
I'm gonna transport. And we got her in custody. And I can either notify Concordia, or I can also send in an engineering squad over there to dismantle and take what they can, because I have the fixer perk. So having perks also brings some special options here.
I'll go out with a bang.
There we go. And there's another derelict, so I'm gonna send my last scavenger swarm to it to see what we can pick up. I can zoom out a bit more. There we go. So we got a bit of cargo there that we will be able to sell or have use for that later on. So moving on to the next waypoint there. Let's see. Oh, it's fairly close. And we are actually carrying some illegal stuff here, some plasma rifles, which are not allowed here. So should I be checked upon, it won't be good. And we are greeted by Sunchuck. We're not allowed to pass through. And something tells me we're not strong enough to deal with this. So I'm gonna try and get away. But I'm stuck. They probably disabled my engines or something. In which case I will have to fight them. But even their escorts are frigates. Help is underway though. And we have some allies here. Look at that. That's a dreadnought. That's one of the biggest ship classes in there. I look at the difference between between that ship and mine. That's crazy. They have 28 light weapons, 4 heavy weapon slots. They carry some fighters in there as well. That's pretty neat. And they're taking out the final enemy battleship, the Paladin. So we got to witness some of the quite a big battle, though when it comes to number of ships, battles can get a lot bigger actually, especially late game where you can start building up your own fleet and fly around with your own fleet of mercenaries. So we got saved just in time. We have to hand over the captive to the Baldur Republic, to Leonard. I suppose so. And I don't have any scavenger swarms anymore, so if I want to loot from this derelict, I'll have to shoot it, which might mean though that we lose some precious part of the loot. That's the choice we have to make. So now we can go to Baldur. At any point I can also choose just to go somewhere else, to go out on my own basically. I'm completely free to do that. Or to use the T-Gate network and go pretty much everywhere or anywhere. Let's go here for now though.
Course set. Affirmative. Engage sublight.
And again, even we're using the fast travel option basically. It's not like you're just spawned somewhere, you get a loading screen, but we're actually flying there right now. Which is pretty cool.
We're entering enemy territory.
These T-gates are provided by the campaign at this point, but or warps, but you can buy them yourself as well and use them to travel instantly. Yes, the galaxy is really, really huge. It's crazy. If you look at the time it took us to fly here from there on high speed. Yeah, imagine how long it takes on normal speed. It's not something we can easily showcase in this stream. So here we are.
Meet with me when you land, and I'll take you to the Chancellor.
So we can meet with him, or we can do pretty much anything else. Just fly around, just, you know, appreciate the vistas. We can see there's quite a lot to see in the galaxy. It's not just a black sea of stars. There are gas clouds, there are junkyards, there are mines, minefields. There are off-world prisons, so we could see one of those. We're not friendly with them, I think, so. Yeah, I mean, you can get really, really big fights. 10v10 easily. That will happen a fair amount. I will show you a game a bit later where I have 10 games or 10 ships following myself already. So, and that can easily get bigger. So here, for example, we have off-world prisons. You will be able to interact with them. There's also arenas that were added in a major early access update. You can go there and you can just fight with your ship for money basically and test it out and see what you like. It's good for experimenting, and it's good for a little bit of extra experience. So that's also a nice way to play. So what I'm going to do for now, I'm going to end this save right here, and I'm going to load up one of the later saves to show off some of the more strategic features that this game has to offer, as that's what really sets this game apart from the previous series. So I'm gonna save this though. It was a nice progress made, and I'm gonna select a new game to show you guys what you can actually do when you start a new game. So the game I was playing right now was a campaign game, and in the campaign game you get the scenarios, or you get the tutorial, and you just follow the story. Although if you want, you can divert from the story at any given point. But there are also a couple of other starting positions. So you get like the free roam, which you start as small as in the campaign but without the story. So you're completely free to do what you want, and you got full command of the space station, which you don't have in the campaign. You have to earn it. You can be a trader, the smuggler, or some of the baron, or even the destroyer of worlds, in which case you have a very, very large fleet already. Everyone hates you, I think, and you have to kill everyone off. So let's grab the baron here. We start with a frigate. It's a nice little start. There we go. And we need to choose our own portrait, our captain. We can be male, we can be female. We were male just before, so let's be female now. There we go. Let's think of a nice name. I can do with Jane Blackwell. I like that. We can choose a class. So we got the sharpshooter, the marauder, and the vanguard. They each have these different abilities. I was a sharpshooter before, so let's go for the marauder now, which is quite nice for short range, I think. So that's good. And then we have to choose a ship. So we start with a frigate, but there are quite a couple to choose from in the game. So we can pick one. Of course, the ship name is going to be Roach, which is a given. And I like this one, the Nova B. So we got a frigate Nova B, which comes from Gemini Space Engineering. And that will start up my game. So here I'm completely free to do what I want. I have discovered some of these surroundings already. I am in command of the Gemini space station, and I have a ship or a fleet here to go with me, consisting of 1 battleship, a destroyer, 3 frigates, 2 corvettes, and 5 gunships. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to order them to follow me, and we're going to see if we can take out some of the enemy's territory.
Engaging sublight.
I can also tweak my ship. I can paint it, give it a custom job, add some stickers to it, and really make it my own. Here we go. You can see the amount of detail that has been put into the design of these ships, which is quite extraordinary. And we are gonna go and get some of these unsuspecting guys right here, see if we can capture this territory and add it to ours, since it has a large number of mining operations. That will be good for our economy. It has fleet management, yes. So I got these fleets right here. I can construct new ships. I can manage them in different fleets and create lists of what has to contain. They have to contain, and I can send them out on the strategic map. So I can order them to follow me, like I just did, or I can send them somewhere else and have them conquer areas on their own. You can have multiple fleets, and you can tweak yourself, like what do you want in those fleets, how strong you want them, etc. So here's my fleet. They have been following me, and they're ready to fight with me. And here is the Saratov frigate, and here we have another frigate. We should have a battleship here as well. Destroyer, So overall, we are
Engaging sublight.
pretty tough. So let's head to this station right here and see if we can capture it. And the battle has started, so my ships are engaging. I'm gonna be doing the same actually. And they were completely unsuspecting, just inside eating their lunches, having their carpaccio, and now we jump in and start shooting like crazy. There we go. I'm gonna turn on auto fire. I'm gonna zoom out a fair bit actually, so I can see a bit more. And that went quickly. You can see my fleet is very, very powerful here.
Enemy down.
Let's see, is that this frigate? And if I go to the map right now, we can see that we added this part to our territory, and we can start upgrading these mining stations to yield more results. Now, what can we do with these resources that they bring? Let's fly there actually, so we can see it being constructed. We got the resources listed right here, and we get some of them every week, and with those we can build new ships. Such what I can do right here. Depending on our technology level, we can build big ones, small ones. So for example, I could add a cruiser to the queue. There we go. Oh, that was not my intention. Or we could do some other stuff really. I mean, you can also upgrade your headquarters with new modules to build bigger ships, or to conduct research and develop new weapons, or perhaps get better mining stations, stuff like that. Here we can see one of those mining stations under construction. And this is all being done in real time, so it's not like, you know, it's as soon as you click on it, it's there. It takes some time to build these things, to prepare them. Yes, we were pretty overpowered in this particular combat, so it was fairly short, especially because of the battleship. But this is where the mining operation will be constructed. And here we have the battleship. You can see the difference in size again. And the battleship, oops, I scratched that. The battleship is not even the dreadnought size we saw earlier. So there's a huge difference in size and architecture as well from the different factions. They have very unique designs for the ship. You can see that my ship is very different from all the others here because I chose one from a different manufacturer. But you actually have to go to those places if you want to buy those. Which, not the best pilot here.
Do you think you can stand against us? I won't die today.
There we go. So that shows off some of that capabilities. And let's see if we can send out our fleet and take a territory by themselves. We actually have allied fleet coming over here. That's interesting. So let's see if we could ask them to push further and take this forward outpost. See what happens. And I myself will be flying back to Concordia, see if we can build some upgrades there.
Firing new coordinates.
So you can see this more or less acts like an RTS game from that perspective. So you can just select your fleets, set them about. I have only one fleet right now, but I could split them up in sub-fleets. I was building more ships right here. Let's see how that's coming along. So 34%. And I got my weekly resource yield. So the more factories or the more mining operations you have, etc., the more resources you get, obviously. And so yes, guys, if you're tuning in later on, if you missed the start, we're playing Starpoint Gemini Warlords. It's going to be released in a couple of hours. It is a space RPG simulation that has a lot of strategic elements, such as 4X elements, meaning that you can, you know, start conquering your own bit of space, research new weapons, build fleets, send them out to conquer space for you. Such as what we're trying to do right here. So this is a fleet not controlled by me. I just ordered them there, and they're going to do what they want to do. The reverse can also happen. Enemy fleets could try and take some of my territory, in which case I would need to either go myself or dispatch another fleet to defend it.
Always a welcome sight, Captain.
And we are back home at our station. I'm gonna dock. There we go. And I should probably land on a planet at least once to show you some of the surroundings, because that looks pretty neat as well. So here I can do shipbuilding as well, so I can do that from this menu. I can construct or further develop my HQ with some nice different modules. So new mining modules, a salvage depot, an R&D section, or a trade center, which is a nice build. Let's go for the mining ops, since we just captured a region full of mining possibilities, so we're going to upgrade it. And that's going to be happening in real time as well. You can also go to the research screen where you have different things. You could refit some of your ships. You can research new ship classes such as carriers and dreadnoughts, and these are the really big weapons. You can upgrade your infrastructure, general stuff, get more resources, and better boarding equipment, all that kind of stuff. So there's a whole lot to do there if you have the resources to actually do it. So I'm going to be leaving again right here. Was there anything else? So we got the job board, we got the trader we looked at. So let's have a look at the dry dock again. We can change the equipment we sell. We can also customize. So here we get our ships. We can add stickers and decals to it, like this. You can make them very small to have them be really detailed and really only for those who dare to look at your ship. There we go. Give them a nice color. And there you go. So you can do that, and you can do that completely from top to bottom, front, back, etc. Rename your ship should you want to, but we of course have the perfect name already.
Safe travels.
Let's see if we can reach Feneros in a short distance. And here we can see to our left the arena, where we can start fighting, conveniently located close to your headquarters. So that's quite nice. Like we discussed, you can fight there, test your equipment, basically test your loadout and your abilities. I'm playing the 1.0 version at the moment, Darkom. And this version will be made available within the next couple of hours. So stay tuned for that. Let's see, are we there yet? Yes, we can dock. And here you see, and each of these planets have different environments. So we're here at the very outskirts of the system with not the best environment, I should say. We were not given the best planet when we arrived here. So most of the prettier, more habitable planets are a lot nicer to look at. But you can see that the team put a lot of effort into making them feel unique, making them feel special when you land somewhere for the first time. Let's see if they have a nice mission for us. Jobs board, search and destroy, salvage operation, or just a survey. Let's do a survey.
We can proceed with the job.
Let's see, how far away is it?
Engaging
The other side of
sublight.
the planet. And our ships are actually engaged in combat right now. It will take a couple more minutes, but we appear to be on the winning side of things. So hopefully they'll be able to take care of that. In the meantime, my second ship has been produced, I think. And it is a frigate from Terra Higgs. They're accidentally docked.
Take care as you take your leave.
Initiating sublight.
Let's have Higgs follow us. And here the cruiser at 78%. Yes, thank you, Telmaru. You can fly over a planet. It's just that it's not always the nicest idea, but it's full 3D, so I can go up and down as I please. And you can queue up waypoints with shift, which is also a nice thing, of course, regarding the RTS controls, etc. So what do we have here? It's out of range still, so we need to get closer.
Initiating sublight.
So what could it be? Let's scan it.
Initializing scan.
Well, what could it be? I'm not quite sure what it is. I mean, it's a power plant, it says. Let's make a guess. It's a data stash, and we say that with full confidence because it is evident from the cargo containers.
The mission was a success. Great job, Captain.
There we go. So we didn't get full intel in there, but we did complete the mission. So that's something.
Initiating sublight.
Let's see if we can rejoin our fleet again. And our other ship has been completed. So let's see if I can put that cruiser in a new fleet. Or let's have it follow me as well. So bring some reinforcements there. And I'm sending out some civilian fleets to do some resource gathering missions. There's low risk of getting those. And you get a nice bit of extra boost. There's a wormhole right here that we could control, create a gate right there to use that. But unfortunately we don't have the resources to do so, so we should probably improve our economy first. So even a research outpost, which increases shipbuilding time by 2%, doesn't really sound worth it at this point. The junk reclaimer, however, we need to upgrade our HQ. We're really glad you found it as well, Psych Attack. Really great. Do I have any T drives? That's an excellent question. Let's have a quick look. Doesn't look like it. Should have bought some probably. It's a good point. I was playing the campaign earlier where you get them for free basically for the campaign purposes. And we got Tara Hicks right here in her frigate. And the cruiser we just built, the Zodiac, should be joining us pretty soon as well. We got our weekly resource yield again, so we can start developing our economy further. Especially the mining operations, I think we should invest in those. So this is the one we built before. We need to upgrade our HQ with a better mining module before we can get to level 2 mining, but level 1 is a fairly good start, I think.
One of our fleets have finished their job.
And the civilian resource run was a success. And we can actually see that the AI took this area from the other AI. So what this highlights very interestingly is, and very good timing actually, is that the AI is not passive. They have their own missions, they have their own goals, they're fighting their own wars. It's very much a living universe. It's not everyone's gonna hate you. Not at all. And here we managed to win the battle, though we did lose a whole number of ships, all our smaller ones. So we still have a frigate, a destroyer, and a battleship. But some of these smaller ships have been destroyed. But we're going to merge our other ships, I think, with them. But they did capture the area. There is still a station here that we should send, or we could try and talk to them. So we could negotiate a peace treaty with them if we want to stop fighting. See if they want that. Alright, so we just made peace with them. So we took some of their territory and we signed a peace deal that will allow us to really keep our gains, consolidate our gains, and become stronger for it. Having said that, we do need a new target to expand towards. So we might need to declare war on someone else the next time we play. But it does mean that the other faction still has a industrial station right here with a fleet. So we didn't get full control of the territory, but we did get all the control from... at least we can start building up these junk reclaimers soon. There's possibilities for a research outpost. And what do we have here? We have a relay satellite as well. So, and there's something to announce here in the chat, I see. Let's have a look what's going to be there. So, having said that, I think we are about coming to an end. We merged our other fleets. We are level 10. Hicks, what are you? What was your job again? You're following me now. I'm going to have you unfollow me.
Affirmative. Engage satellite.
Here we have a... So we merged all our other fleets, and they're pretty strong again, and they can be used to defend. I can give them waypoints, so I can have them patrol areas if I want to, while I fly away and do my own thing. Alright, so having done all that, this will conclude our Iceberg interactive stream for now. So the game will be available fairly soon if it isn't available already. I'd like to thank you all for watching and for asking your questions here. I'd like to thank Zeno for being in the chat and helping out, as well as Telmaru for your answers. Thank you very much. A key has just been dropped here, so be sure to grab it and you get the game for free, which is a very nice thing, of course. And we hope you enjoy the game. We hope you enjoy what you saw here. We'll definitely be doing more stuff. This was Iceberg Interactive, the publisher for Starpoint Gemini Warlords, developed by Little Green Man Games, and it's going to be out now, if it isn't already, very soon on Steam. I'd like to thank you all for watching. We hope we can see you again next time. Goodbye, everyone.